Another week begins, and this week we actually have the day 1 raid race coming up, but that's on Friday. I'm going to talk about a few things I'm basically doing now because I'm still prepping for said race, which is why this video is just pointing out a couple things that I've noticed. So first and foremost, something that you may have missed that I definitely missed. If you go over to Ikora, there is actually new fragments for all the light subclasses. But the first fragment for arc that I'm going over is Spark of Instinct, and it basically emits an arc burst when you are critically wounded, so when you've lost your shield and you take damage. This used to be a mod, but I can't for the life of me remember what the mod was called. But I believe you have to be charged with light for it to activate. But if you do know, let me know in the comments because I want to know the name of this. The arc fragment is Spark of Haste, and that is basically you get more resilience, recovery, and mobility when you're sprinting around. Couple this with Frosties, and then you've got a recipe for disaster, just saying. And yes, I will be testing that because I'm very curious to see how that will go. Heading over to the solar fragments, we have Ember of Resolve, and this basically makes your solar grenades cure you, which finally I can stop using healing grenades so much because it's the only way I can recover health on a solar hunter. So just having that alone, I can literally just put that on and then I can have an incendiary grenade or something like that. Something that I actually use for combat, and I will still get health back when I blow stuff up with grenades. And the final solar fragment is Ember of Mercy, which you can basically get restoration when you revive an ally. There is something mentioned of Fire Sprite, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about these yet, so I can't comment on them. I'm under the impression it would be more like a solar well like we used to have. Obviously, they're not in the game anymore as what they were. But picking one of them up will also give you restoration, which is a nice bonus. The first new fragment for the Void subclass is called Echo Cessation, and what this basically does is when you've done a finisher on an enemy, it will emit a Void Burst, and that will make all the surrounding targets volatile as well. Obviously, we know what happens when you blow up a volatile target, but then when you actually destroy one of these targets, they actually drop something called a Void Breach. And from the description on the left, Void Breaches grant class ability energy. So for Hunters, you'll get your dodge back quicker, Warlocks, you get your wells quicker, and Titans, you'll get your shield back quicker as well. And then this fragment is called Echo Vigilance, which basically, if you defeat a target when you haven't got a shield, you will then get a temporary Void over shield, which it seems a bit cheatsy, but I can imagine this would be a little bit busted in the Crucible. I'm not sure if this has been a Titan thing for a while, but yeah, this will turn a few things upside down. Now, I did actually go back to LC Bray just to double check that there wasn't any Stasis Fragments. Doesn't seem like there's anything new here for the Exo Stranger, so yeah, nothing new for Stasis, unfortunately, even though I would have liked to have seen something there. That is pretty much everything for this video. I'm literally just trying to mess around with builds at the minute and get something set for day 1, so that's what I'm going to be busy doing. As like a final note, just to see what I've been up to, I'm experimenting with something known as Envious Assassin, which is why I've got this hand cannon and this machine gun, which are both Strand. Because I don't know about you, I'm kind of sick of using Witherhoard quite a bit, so this is a bizarre build. I would actually recommend you guys give it a go, just as a bit of extra. And just to give you a really short abridged version of what this build kind of does, is literally Dead Messenger will just kill loads of enemies, then you'll get a lot of ammo stacks up in round robin, then when you get round to your machine gun, it will have about 140 rounds in it, so go ham. If you guys would like to see the full build in all its glory and what it can do, then let me know down in the comments below. I'm more than happy to make a video on it. But for now, I shall see you all in the next video.